So the Giants-Jets game, that was an ugly, ugly, ugly football game. The Jets threw the ball 59 times. Mark Sanchez threw the ball. This team, gangrene. We're going to run it down your throats. We're tough and we're going to run it down your throats. Sanchez threw the ball 59 times, and after the game, Rex Ryan was saying how that wasn't the game plan, but they were behind, and that's what dictated it. But they were already throwing a lot. They averaged 4.2 yards a carry, and yet still throwing. And Sanchez threw the ball 59 times for 258 yards. That's atrocious. Plus, what do you throw? 2 picks and a fumble, 5 sacks.
Biggest play of the game was the fumble on the, what was it, the 2-yard line?
Yeah.
Fumbled the snap.
And then he kept having fumbles called back also. He kept fumbling, and then Ryan would challenge it and it would be reversed.
I'll say this, though. Sanchez did not have a good day, but Nick Mangold, that's on him. It was a bad snap by Mangold. I know everybody wants to put the blame on Mark Sanchez. He didn't have a good day, but
he had a terrible day. He's just not that kind of quarterback, and I don't know that I don't think he's ever going to be that kind of quarterback. But
you think he's capable of winning a Super Bowl, though?
I think he's capable of winning the Super Bowl the way Trent Dilfer was capable of winning the Super Bowl.
It's funny how that's always your reference, too, when we bring this up.
And I think Mark Sanchez is better than Trent Dilfer. So in a sense, they got a better chance because Mark Sanchez can make a play downfield. It's possible. But you don't hold out hope that you have an elite quarterback, which you have there as a guy who they do the right thing there. They think the right way. Let's run the ball and let's have a great defense. And we have a quarterback who, especially if he stops making mistakes, I mean, for crying out loud, if somebody beats the Packers, Alex Smith can win a Super Bowl. Clearly, I mean, the 49ers could unquestionably win the Super Bowl this year. So, but what was most interesting was not that Mark Sanchez threw the ball 59 times for 258 yards. It was the exchange after the game between Brandon Jacobs, who did he score the Giants' last touchdown?
No, that was Ahmad Bradshaw.
Between Brandon Jacobs.
Who did Bradshaw run over, by the way, on that one touchdown? Or was that Brandon Jacobs
Brandon Jacobs scored. Brandon Jacobs scored
on the first touchdown. He ran over one Jets player, and it was like it was some Marshawn Lynch stuff. He just ran literally right over him.
He had one of the bigger runs of the game early when the Giants were down and looking listless, and he had a nice big lower your shoulder, old-fashioned Brandon Jacobs knock people over.
It was Bradshaw.
So. But Jacobs had the big run I'm talking about. Bradshaw scored that touchdown, though, yeah. So before the game, Rex Ryan engaged in this nonsense. Like Jenk and I used to do these, we like Rex Ryan, but he engaged in this absurd nonsense about who's the better team. Who gives a crap who the better team in New York is? That's just a coincidence of geography, man. You don't see the Chiefs and the Cardinals, like the Chiefs and the Rams talking about, like, who's the best team in Missouri? We're going to kick your ass, man. It's bragging rights. Nobody cares. And I get it. The New York media is going to buy into it. But you got to stop making it seem like every player on your team, Rex Ryan, is the best player in the league. Because guess what, dude? You're 8-7. You're fairly mediocre. And so then after the game, what gets me, I don't mind a coach talking up his players. Then the Jets do this petty nonsense where they take like blankets or sheets or towels or whatever.
They cover up the Super Bowl banners.
Right, they cover up the Giants.
Because they were technically the home team.
Right, so they share the stadium, and then they, like, dude, you're not 10. You're professional athletes, okay? They won the Super Bowls. You covering them up doesn't mean they didn't win the Super Bowl, and you guys haven't won one, okay? I mean, yeah, whatever, you won one in '69. But so, dude, you seem stupid. That makes you seem stupid. Not cool, makes you seem stupid. And then after the game, Rex Ryan says, hey, they beat us. They were the better team today, and I have to take responsibility for that. And he doesn't mean that he take responsibility for being defeated. He means I have to take responsibility because I went out there and I said we're the better team. And now I'm being a man and taking responsibility for that. You've made up the whole scenario of manliness. There's no manliness involved. You don't get to act like a moron and then afterwards say, I acted like a moron. There was a 57% chance I'd look like I act like a moron, so now I'm being a man. A man, Rex Ryan, wouldn't have said the first nonsense in the first place. You're not a man, you're a punk. You really, I want to love Rex Ryan. It's getting harder and harder and harder because he's childish. It was stupid and childish. So he had this run-in after the game with Brandon Jacobs.
We could play a little sound from Brandon Jacobs.
Oh, with Sal Palantonio of
Yep.
ESPN. So ESPN did a great interview with Brandon Jacobs, and we have a little of that. Jacobs was into it after the game.
I wish I could have got a chance to go over there on that sideline. They got a big mouth coach, a big mouth and a big belly coach that talks too much, and now he finally shut up.
Yeah, well, you know, I gotta like that from Brandon Jacobs. He earned it. Here's the specific quote from Rex Ryan. The Giants were definitely the better team today. They were the best team in New York. Clearly, I was wrong. I'll take responsibility for that. It's on my shoulders. No, you don't have to take responsibility for saying something stupid. Don't say it, man. Yeah, they were better. And the only coach, it's funny, Brandon Jacobs saying he wish he got over to the Jets sideline. The only coach who got hit, and hit hard, was Tom Coughlin by Danny Ware late.
Yeah.
But Tom, you know, I don't like Tom Coughlin, man, but that guy, you could just see.
Why don't you like Tom Coughlin? I mean, you say this.
Clearly a bad guy. Players don't like playing for him. He's a pain in the ass. He looks like a drill sergeant. He talks like a drill sergeant. But he's clearly a totally competent
I'll
coach.
say the one thing that I do respect about him is that he plays on a one-year contract every single year.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's something that I do like about Tom Coughlin. There are many things not to like.
Although, dude, get a long-term contract. I mean, get some money. But man, he got hit hard, and he was like toughing it up.
He was limping.
Oh my God, you could see like no matter what kind of guy you are, at some point, what you'd like to do in a situation like that is cry. but he was like, I'm fine. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Anyway, so but I like the little run in there with between Jacobs and Ryan, and finally, I guess it was Ryan who says he doesn't respect me of Jacobs. I respect him, but I could care less about him. I don't even know what that means.
Neither do I.
Yeah, he doesn't respect me. I respect him, but I could care less about him. Well, I think if you could end the sentence with "but I could care less about him," I don't think you respect him. That's just my thought. But who am I to tell you how to run your system?